Hey everybody, I am thrilled to be in one of my favorite cities in the world, Paris. Of course, when I think Paris, I think food, the bread, the cheese, it's worth every delicious bite. Now, I know what you're thinking, croissants, macarons, escargot, and yeah, those are definitely on the list. But stick around because I've got some surprises for you too. All right, let's kick things off with a true Parisian classic, the croissant. I mean, is it even a trip to Paris if you haven't had one of these flaky, buttery masterpieces? Picture this. You're sitting at a little cafe table, the sun is shining, and you take a bite of this warm, airy croissant that practically melts in your mouth. It's the perfect way to start your day. Next up, we've got the macaron, a delicate little cookie that's as beautiful as it is delicious. These colorful treats come in every flavor imaginable, from classic vanilla and chocolate to more exotic options like lavender and pistachio. And don't even get me started on the texture. That crisp outer shell gives way to the softest, chewiest center. It's like a little explosion of flavor in your mouth. Okay, for something a little heartier, you've got to try coq au vin. This classic French dish is basically chicken braised in red wine with bacon, mushrooms, and onions. It's rich, it's savory, and it's the kind of meal that just warms you up from the inside out. My advice? Find yourself a cozy little bistro tucked away on a side street. Trust me, that's where you'll find the most authentic coq au vin. Now, who says delicious food can't be healthy? Ratatouille is a Provençal stew made with fresh vegetables like eggplant, zucchini, tomatoes, and peppers. It's seasoned with herbs like thyme and rosemary, and it's bursting with flavor. The best part? It's even more delicious the next day, so it's perfect for a picnic lunch in the park. All right, folks, get ready for another French classic, beef bourguignon. This dish is slow cooked to perfection in red wine, and it's filled with tender beef, pearl onions, mushrooms, and bacon. It's the kind of meal you want to savor every bite of, preferably with a glass of red wine in hand. For the ultimate beef bourguignon experience, find a restaurant with a crackling fireplace. It just adds to the whole cozy, comforting vibe. Ah, crepes. These thin, delicate pancakes are a staple in Paris, and you can find them everywhere, from street vendors to fancy restaurants. The best part? They can be sweet or savory. For a classic treat, try a crepe with Nutella and bananas. Or, if you're feeling adventurous, go for a savory crepe filled with ham and cheese. There's a little street vendor near the Seine that makes the best crepes I've ever had. It's a must-try. Okay, I know what you're thinking, snails. But trust me on this one. Escargot, when cooked properly, is surprisingly delicious. The snails are cooked in a garlic butter sauce that's so good you'll want to lick the plate clean. And I won't judge you if you do. It's definitely a dish for adventurous eaters, but if you're feeling brave, I highly recommend giving it a try. You might just be surprised. Duck confit is one of those dishes that just screams French cuisine. The duck legs are slow cooked in their own fat until they're fall off the bone tender. It's crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and absolutely bursting with flavor. Seriously, the meat is so tender it practically melts in your mouth. Now, for a dessert that's as beautiful as it is delicious, you have to try tarte tatin. This upside-down apple tart is caramelized to perfection, and it's the perfect combination of sweet and tart. The story goes that this tart was created by accident when a French woman named Stéphanie Tatin was trying to make a traditional apple pie. She messed up the recipe, but the result was so delicious it became a classic. And finally, we come to the #1 must-try food in Paris, the baguette. This simple bread is the foundation of French cuisine, and it's absolutely everywhere in Paris. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. A good baguette is a work of art. It should have a crispy crust, a soft, fluffy interior, and a slightly chewy texture. There's a bakery in the 14th arrondissement that makes the most incredible baguettes I've ever had. I mean, they're so good, I literally dream about them. Well, there you have it, folks. My top 10 must-try foods in Paris. I hope this list has inspired you to try some new and delicious dishes on your next trip to the City of Lights. And hey, if you do try any of these foods, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your Parisian food adventures. Don't forget to subscribe for more travel food guides, and as always, bon appétit!